Let's talk about creative urges. Here's an air priority. Let's talk about creative urges. Here's an air priority. Everything to come was already in images. Between where the root images are and where the consciously visible or felt reality, there is this place of limitless possibility. That place is the soul. But it is often empty, dry like a desert, void of thought, void of being, void of life. The soul is a lonely desert, within which there is an abundant dance of visions, the fruits and the wondrous flowers of the soul. The soul has become like a desert, because much of the time, one's life is spent lived outside, perpetually avoiding contact with the self, as if it is a repugnant being, even though it is one's own. Since the world had not yet become part of the conscious reality, the soul is thus a desert with its only resident, the self. No one can enter the desert but the self, the becoming, the limitless potential energy, the person zero. Because the self is not a product of the worldly thought, events, rationalization. It is the dye that makes up the hue of one's truest form of being. But the desert-like soul also has its will to life and conscious expression. The will to beautify. The will to connect man to his soul. This will to union is the phenomenon we call desire. And that is also the creative urge. Through an individual's sensory media, the self, in service of the soul, seeks out the suitable candidate elements that it can use to juxtapose the mosaic of life and landscape of one's soul. And in this quest, the self would find the depiction of perfect expression in its muse, from which the artist can achieve his personal artistic ideology in his production, the epic and peak experience in his creative process, the embellishment of his soul. This is not exclusive for painters, musicians, or poets, but any creative endeavor would be essentially a form of soul decoration too, provided that you can feel that aspiration and motivation arising from within. So to all you creators out there, stay creative and embellish your soul. Namaste.